Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Tuesday, October 30th, 2018 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is, by coming into harmony with the universe, I work my power. And that's one of the things. It's really funny because, when I talk about, the harmony stuff, I'm usually like, hey, come into harmony with yourself. But one of the things that's been coming up about these shadows is, one of the biggest shadows we all have is where we resist the universe. We're not at harmony with the universe. We're kind of fighting the universe. And oh my God, why would we do that? So let's find our harmony in the universe to step into our next level of power. And oh my gosh, this astro energy is a little bit insane. So there's so many different places I want to go. I'm going to try to keep this flowing. The number one thing I want to say is, Saturn right now is very close to where it was at the beginning of the year. Uranus, Chiron are very close to where they were at the beginning of the year. They're all in this kind of shifty, in-between space. And today I have had a repeat of a part of the beginning of this year with my mom. And I wanted to remind people that as we move through this, you may be getting some repeat lessons. What is the repeating theme that's coming up for you? And how do you work with the universe and yet stay in your power through this? Now, one of the things I want to bring up is also the energy of ego. We have this very, very, very interesting formation going on. So we have the North and South nodes, 0 degrees, Leo and Aquarius. Now, I have been harping on, focusing on, hearting on the love energy of Leo. But there is that ego energy. So check your ego. Be sure you are checking your ego because right now it's interacting very strongly with Uranus, 0 degrees in Taurus, bringing up that worth stuff, and Venus, 0 degrees in Scorpio, bringing up our shadows around worth. There is so much worth work going on for us, and this may come in the form of relationships, but we have to be checking ourselves. Check your ego in and through this. Check where you keep falling into ego instead of falling deeper into the power of love. Ego is going to take you on wild tangents and goose chases. Love will take you straight to the heart of the matter. And that's where we want to create from. That's where we really want to move from. Now, we do have the moon actually shifting into Leo late today, 7:42 p.m. Moon will be shifting into Leo, which is just going to highlight any of the ego or heart issues. So check your ego. It may be coming up. And there's nothing wrong with it. In fact, it may show you where you have a little self-love work that needs to be engaged. So just saying that. So like I said, we're on the cusp of shift. We have Moon shifting into Leo today. We have Mercury shifting into Sagittarius today. And next to both of those are Halloween bonus. These are really fun, playful signs that can really bring out your creativity and fun for Halloween. But at the same time, we have this other stuff going on. So meanwhile, we have the fun, joyous side going on, and then we have the coming up. The volcano is coming up in and through us. So be very vigilant about that. We also have Venus in her last full day of Scorpio. Venus is actually shifting into Libra on Halloween. 29 degrees Libra on Halloween. Oh my gosh. This is really going to be an interesting energy for Halloween. But first the lessons. So let's dig into what happens before the moon shifts into Leo. Oh my God, these shifts. We are starting with the moon opposite Pluto. I mentioned that yesterday. Moon in Cancer. Again, bringing up old feelings. That's what I was feeling today. A lot of old feelings, a lot of security stuff. I found myself wishing my dad was here to help deal with my mom's stuff. And he was in spirit, but longing for that security. And it was really interesting to me. Moon in Cancer wants that security. This energy that's in Scorpio energy. Scorpio energy connects to the root chakra. And that's one of the things I really noticed in my father passing, was how shook up my root chakra was. Even though, you know, I am grown and on my own, it really does shake up your root chakra. So I had those feelings coming up with all this astro that's going on. As Jupiter and the moon are connecting to Chiron, old energies may surface. There may be survival stuff surfacing that's coming up for healing. And that was like the feeling that came. It's like, you know, I trusted in my dad. I was lucky enough to trust in him in regards to my security. You know, so that was there for me. And I know that's not the case for everybody, but that was there for me. But other wounds came about. Oh, there he is, not being there again, you know, that kind of feeling. So be very aware of these old returning feelings. They're coming up not to trigger you so much into, I don't know what the right word is, trigger you so much into anything besides triggering you into your healing, triggering you into showing up for yourself, triggering you into building that rooted foundation for yourself. Don't go into ego with these things. The ego wants to protect us. It's not a bad guy. The ego wants to protect us. But what do we need protection from? What are we protecting ourselves from? A lot of times when we go into ego, we start building walls against the universe, and then we're not working in our flow. So just be very aware of that. Be aware of where you're not feeling safe, where you're not feeling secure, and where you do need to build that own foundation. So Moon and Cancer, like I said, making all those connections, including Moon in Cancer connecting to Mercury, 29 degrees. Holy veil is thin right now. Like, oh my gosh. Listen. Listen for messages from Spirit. Listen to messages from your ancestor. Like I said, my dad was very present in Spirit. I see my dad's birthday, or I saw my dad's birthday, like, everywhere today. It was like, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm taking care of things, I'm here. So tune into however you get your message, tune into that. And just finally, again, be very aware of the emotions that are going to be surfacing. Moon will shift into Leo, 7:42 p.m. Watch the ego. This is a nice push into fun. It's a nice push into the heart between this shift and Mercury shifting into Sagittarius. Like I said, Halloween bonus. I would think that one of the messages I need to say between the moon in Leo and Mercury shifting into Sagittarius is watching for, this is so funny, watching for too much, which is funny because I've been saying muchness to you, but just be aware that you're listening to your physical body, that even though you're listening to your inner child, you're still utilizing the Scorpio energy and putting down boundaries where boundaries need to be placed. Aw, National Cat Day, here's Lala. She hasn't been on camera for so long. Good Lalas, thanks. So, yes, be willing to put boundaries on, especially because these energies, these pushes and pulls that are happening right now, it's so extreme. This is why I love Venus moving into Libra, 29 degrees on Halloween. It's like, hey, you need to keep your balance. Even as you're having fun, even as you're being in the muchness, there is so much going on. It's very important that you listen to yourself and you keep that balance. So after the moon shifts into Leo, we have the moon squaring Uranus, 0 degrees. Moon conjunct the north node, opposite the south node. Again, these repeating lessons are coming up. Are you going to face them with ego, or are you going to face them with heart? Are you going to overthink them, or are you going to drop in and let your intuitive guidance system help flow you through it from your inner power, from your united, harmonious power with the universe? Work with that. So, moon square Uranus, moon square Venus, worth stuff. Watch your reactions from that place of worth. Watch those scorpion whack-tails, coming out of nowhere in response to a threat to your ego. Offer yourself love when that threat comes up. You are okay. You are safe. The universe has got your back. Mercury, like I said, shifting into Sagittarius. That is happening. It looks at 9:36 p.m. Pacific time. So Mercury in Sagittarius. Mercury is going to be going retrograde in Sagittarius. So we are going to be in Mercury's shadow. But Mercury in Sagittarius, you know, the Sagittarius glyph, here, I'll show you right here. Oh, my lipstick was too bright, so I had to like blot it because it was like, too much. Anyways, look at that, the Sagittarius glyph. It is this arrow. Mercury in Sagittarius, focusing your arrow. This is giving us a beautiful preview to Jupiter in Sagittarius, which is going to be expanding what it is we are focusing on. So Mercury in Sagittarius is like running in, the forerunner being like, hey, let's get your attention on some of these things. What is it that you want to reach for? What is the pie in the sky that you want to reach for? You know, so often, because of the worth stuff, we do not reach for that which we want most. Now, in it, one of the lessons of Sagittarius is infinite possibilities. So sometimes we're like, well, I want this thing, and it has to be green, and it has to have chocolate chips in it, and it has to have rainbow sprinkles, instead of being like, I really want ice cream. And while I think it's really good, you know, to have an idea of like, oh, I want ice cream, but I want it to be mint chip, I don't know where this is coming from, with rainbow sprinkles. While that's so good, sometimes when it comes to things, we need to let the universe fill in the details. Sometimes we come out of harmony. So in reaching, don't be afraid to be general. Yes, maybe pinpoint a few little things, but Sagittarius appreciates the infinite possibilities and the wide open horizons. Remember that for Mercury and Sagittarius. I feel like through this retrograde, some of what we want might fall away so we can see even bigger. There was a psychic, he was like, you do not think big enough for your life. You must think bigger. And I'm still working on that. And I'm getting that message for many of us. You have to think bigger. What you are thinking about keeps you in this narrow little pathway. And Sagittarius is like, oh, my darling child, there is so much more for you if you can just allow it. So we'll delve more into this Mercury and Sagittarius energy. For now, our focus really is staying in the heart and not getting into the whipping of the ego energy. Let's see what cards I have. Oh, maturity. Here's a la tail again. Maturity energy. Can you be in the ultimate maturity and listening to your heart and not getting sucked into those ego games, those masks that we wear to pretend that we're mature? You know, I sometimes think we all are, to some extent, these little children that are running around that are like, where are the adults? Where are the people in charge? You are that. Remember your innocence and through this, the innocence of your heart. The innocence of your heart connects you to the ultimate maturity of yourself. It connects you to a place where you are not in these masks. And we have success and friendliness. So these are beautiful cards along here, as long as we can remember to get past that ego energy. Okay, that was a little bit long, but holy Toledo, these energies are like, wow. All right, so that is it for today. I will be back tomorrow for Halloween. Book a reading, email mimiclark@gmail.com. I have my Jupiter in Sagittarius reading, Let's Think Bigger Together. That is $33. Email me for that. And besides that, you have the power. The better gets, and there is enough love in the world for you. Namaste.